Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon to some of you. Good evening, depending on your time zone. Please accept my greetings. We are here again this hour to go through some of the things that concerns us like always. And please, I expect you to like the video and subscribe to the channel in case if you're new. And I want to start this video by calling your attention to the statement of DPM a few days ago. The launch that was on Saturday. The launch of Operation Nigeria Must Go. We saw it, we heard everything. I'm not here to talk about to dwell more on that, but because it is security related statement, and we must also follow it based on what is on social media, what is in the public. All right. I am not an insider, but I have to. I'm not in the government. Rather, I'm not here to tell you an intel or no, but for us to understand what is happening around us. A few days ago, Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff came up with this issue of prodigal son, that terrorists in the north, bandits, Boko Haram, and rest of them are actually, a brother. That video, I talked about it here, and I believe many of you have access to that. The army you are seeing here on the screen, he is the one that made that utterance. And from time to time, we have seen them bragging on what the operation this, operation that in southeastern part of Nigeria. We all know that the most peaceful region as we speak is eastern part of Nigeria, Biafra land. Many of us have asked this question. Even yesterday, someone was asking me on my live broadcast, do we have people protecting and defending, our land? And my reply to the person is yes and no. I was expecting him to ask me why yes and why no. And I'm going to tell you before I proceed. The reason why I answer that yes and no is because yes, Biafrans and Ndibai have already made up our mind to defend our land, in group or individually. Okay, in group or by individual. We have a way of protecting our land, our villages, our communities, and what have you. That one aside, it was well structured by Mas Nnamdi Kanu, to launch Eastern Security Network, which the government of the day, then Buhari, of course, with all the forces that make up Nigeria, that made Nigeria what it is today, both home and abroad, did not see that coming, and they felt so aggrieved. The anger and fear was like a wildfire. So they started looking for a way to kidnap Nnamdi to destabilize that security structure, and using our people who also want their name to be heard. Because the reason why the Eastern governors are against Nnamdi, they felt threatened. This man is being loved, he's been accepted, and everybody, cherish him and all that. So they started having this kind of nothing, this kind of fear in them. All they could do is to support the government of Buhari to go against that establishment. And they quickly launched the one they call the Bubago that has done nothing. Do I expect them to do anything? The answer is no. Why? I'm talking about, do I expect them to do something positive? Why? Reason being that before you form any group, you must already have something that you want to do with that group. Every group formed have its own objective to achieve. And the number one objective, in fact, the main aim, in fact, the sole aim, the only thing at all that this Ebubago was formed is to destabilize Biafran ESN, to destabilize ESN. So we started hearing, after kidnapping of Mas Nnamdi Kanu, we started hearing Biafran Liberation Army. Then Biafran Prime Minister Sam Ekpa has already, taken charge and trying to conduct one or two things. But the same element that enabled, that assisted governors to establish Bubago, they are still there. They don't want anything positive to come out from that ESN. To them, they wanted to, dislodge everything and disarm these boys and make them to become vulnerable for the Nigerian state, to capture them and send them to Chukwu Kablan. PM did not agree. there was an internal battle between PM and those enablers, those who claim they are working with Master Morgan to establish ESN. They turned around, started helping governors to establish ESN. Although to establish a Ipob, although the establishment is that establishment of Ipob has already started before the kidnap of Master Morgan. People work with Master Morgan, but they sneak out to help to recruit ES members just to work for Ipob. In case if you are not aware, it was alleged that the reason why Ikoso was fired is because he refused to honor or accept the offer from Imo State government. They promised him a good amount of money, and he refused. The money is for him to move from ESN to come and lead a Ipob group, you know, that kind of, because they see him as top rank personnel in ESN. So when he refused to accept that offer, they made him target number one, and they succeeded using people internal to achieve that. What I'm trying to tell you is that from time to time, people from our place, from Igbo land, are used, you know, they often help the states to carry out this kind of heinous crime in name of combing and stopping crime that never exists anywhere. I'm not saying that our society is crime-free. No. Am I saying that we are angels and sent? No. But we cannot deny the fact that our region happened to be the best among all. The most peaceful, the most calm, the most trusted, and the most reliable region to live is eastern part of, you know, Biafra land. That is what it is. And some people are grieved. Why must you bear that record of most peaceful? So they also want to penetrate and cause harm. Outside of this word, Jovika, Iken Gosu, Kesh also, Iken Guruago, Udele, Nan, Yambaba, and so many of them will know Weibo. These guys, basically, maybe an embarrassed though, you know what I mean? Because honestly, some people are very, very foolish. And one more thing, if you have a children living in our land, what I mean in Igbo land, in eastern part, and you are not training that child in any school, you are not allowing the child to go to, even if it's a government school, in the morning the child will stay in your house, you actually a terrorist enabler, because you are grooming people that will continue from where you can go, Uruago and them, you know, where they stop. Education is very, very important. It's not a scam. It's not a scam. No matter how little, please get to make sure that the children do not allow your children to be a graduate by their mother's womb. Please, that thing is what has led us to where we are today. People who don't know their left or right want to direct on state affairs. They want to tell you what you must do to get yourself moving, to create a very reliable and enable environment for people to strive. You can't do that because you cannot give what you don't have. Most of those things that we all want comes from education. And some people who are tackling those that naturally know something, they never have they have not been to any school. All right, let's go to the operation Nigeria must go. Okay, because before then, please don't forget to like the video. I'm begging you, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Do not think that we are here to cause any problem. We are here to get ourselves informed on some of those things that is going on and flying out from place to place. So after this, I will then show you the videos of the video that you actually need to know. Okay, what you need to see and all that. Operation Nigeria Must Go was designed and planned, structured by United States of Biafra. Okay, along all the 40 states of Biafra today. You may not agree with me, but relax. Everything has time frame. Only 40 states of Biafra collect money from Nigerian Biafrans will come after you. Only 40 states of Biafra collect money from Nigeria. Biafrans will come after you. Call for support. Rent your vans, vehicle, buses, pay the price. Students/youth coppers reject Nigerian terrorists, politicians, and parties. Biafrans chase them away. the time is now. Okay, approved by DPM Dr. Ngozi or Rabeza. All right. So we started hearing some kepu kepu. One of the kepu kepu is this. Listen to this and we'll start from there.
Troops of Operation Doka targeted criminal elements of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra and its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network, sustaining clearance and anti-criminality operations across Abia, Anambra, Cross River, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states. During the period, troops arrested a total of 91 suspects and rescued 14 kidnapped victims, recovering arms and ammunition and ID materials, while over 80 militants surrendered to troops in January. For the month of March, key highlights include the discovery and safe destruction of 11 IEDs during route clearance along the Eketutu-Uda axis, Osun local government area of Imo State, between 7th and March of the month, between 7th and 8th of this month. We dismantled 3 illegal refining sites in Egbema West local government area of Imo State on the 11th, with 32 cooking drums and 1 5,000-liter storage tank destroyed. We also neutralized 2 IED specialists and recovery of 3 IEDs and IED making materials at Osu, Ihetioka on the 14th. Troops also detonated 5 IEDs during clearance at Osumogu, Ihiala local government area of Anambra State on the 22nd of this month, and the destruction of a major illegal refining site in Ohaji Egbema local government area of Imo State on the 23rd, which yielded approximately 23,000 liters of illegally refined and stolen petroleum products. On the 27th, troops conducted aggressive clearance operations across Lilu and surrounding communities in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. During the operation, troops encountered IEDs and hostile fire, but responded effectively, forcing the terrorists to flee with no casualties recorded among own troops.
All right. So, if you can be honest to yourself, hold on. Whether you like truth or not, what this northerner is saying here is calling, people terrorists, calling Igbo youth terrorists. And people that live in the land, they are telling you that there's no terrorism. You have not encountered any terrorism. Kidnapping, that one exists. It's a problem, general problem to everybody. Armed robbery, of course, everywhere you have it, even before anything, even before it had been there. Okay? The word of terrorism is well defined. You must know the definition of terrorism before you say you call somebody a terrorist. The question you need to ask yourself again is, why is it that this operation conducted only in 5 states? Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi. Delta states, Edo, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Kogi, Benue, nothing. No troop, no military, nothing. Then where there is operation going on in the part of Nigeria, Kwara State, Plateau, of course Benue, and so many other places in the north, troops are not performing well. Why are they not performing well? The same Ghanaian soldiers, if truly, listen again, if truly you have Igbo people, Igbo youth that are committing terror, that are terrorists, you think you just walk freely, go there and get away? Genuinely, let's be honest. We know our people are not that weak that as some of you are making people to believe now, that it is difficult for them to stop banditry, terrorists in Kwara State operating in Ondo State. Very difficult for the troop to go there and get this done easily. But they are working freely and filming how they are moving in the east and calling somebody like Rudele to lead is laughable. But please, can we not mock people's brain? Because to me, it's an insult to any sensible person watching this kind of thing is an insult. Am I against you going to, chasing criminals away and all that? I'm not. Hear what Somtochukwu said here. Somto Okonkwo. The military is conducting sweeping operations against IPOB and Eastern Security Network, ESN, in the Southeast. Nigerian Army spokesman declared. They want to they have done it, and they are maybe continue, because somebody said they are about to continue again. Now, our brother Joseph Okechukwu says something. Just imagine Eastern Security Network, Eastern Security what? He said, just imagine Eastern Security what? How is this a priority when Jos is burning and nearly every part of the Middle Belt is on fire, with residents escaping in their thousands on foot? We can all see through this insanity. Same organization whose chiefs of defense staff declared weeks ago that even terrorists deserve a chance to repent rather than being immediately pied, is now announcing offensive action against the already neutralized and mostly non-existent Christian agitators in the predominantly Christian Eastern Nigeria, where Islam has next to 0% penetration. See the pattern. True defender of the faith all over the world must rise up in unity to condemn and resist this. Enough is enough. I want you to focus your attention on this part where he said Christian Eastern Nigeria, where Islam has next to 0% penetration. You may not understand this, but I will try my best to emphasize on it, to remind you, to let you know what this is all about. Read from here. He said, is now announcing, that the army people are now announcing the offensive action against the already neutralized and mostly non-existent Christian agitators in the predominantly Christian Eastern Nigeria, where Islam has next to 0% penetration. See the pattern. When I tell you that Ikengu Ruago, Jovika, all these names, so many of them that I cannot even count all of them. I mentioned the name not for you to go. I'm not saying you should go and buy them. I'm not saying, but if you can resist them any way you can, it's okay. Anyway, because they are the instruments that Islamic world are using to make sure that this thing that Joseph Okechukwu said here, that Islam has next to 0% penetration. They want to penetrate you. That is the assignment. That is what the operation is start for. You may not understand it, but that's what it is. How can you, organize operation this, operation that, neutralizing camp? They want to get rid of those that made that penetration not to take place. They want to make sure they register the huge number of Islamic percentage among you. That is how to conquer you. They use it in outside people. They have succeeded it. They have succeeded using that in the Middle Belt. They have succeeded using that in Yoruba land. Only Igbo land is a problem because of the strong presence of Christian belief in our region. You that is thinking that, oh, Jovika, like when I hear Yan Baba talking, I have a reason why I said make sure your children at least acquire some basic education. Make sure you yourself also have some basic education to know your left to right, to understand what you're supposed to know and when you're supposed to know it. Otherwise, you'll be like Yambaba. You may have a picture of you wearing NYC, frame it around and hang it beside you, bragging that you're a graduate with a very big very big certificate, without anything to show for it. Yambaba, who cannot even analyze anything things around him, how can he predict what is going to happen to him tomorrow? calling Udele, using his platform. These are organized Islamic jihadist movement, using your own brothers to conquer you. When I said that, for you to now know that the guy don't even know what, upon all the years that all the woman he want to choose as a wife, he choose to pick a lady that is very close, very close. You can't even differentiate her with Fulani woman. They said her Igbo name is Ijoma. That Ijoma, I don't know. This is not an attack on her wife. I just want you to understand the kind of man, the kind of person he is. People who don't know, they may like Asa Dogbo, who claimed the reason why he converted to Islam is because of how his sister was being treated by Christians and all that. That he don't want a religion that will calm him down when he's supposed to act and all that, according to the story. Now, Asad is not telling you that his name Mujahid, Asad of something like that. It simply means a man or a person that is meant to carry out jihad. He's telling you Kurokuro, and the same man is the one that governors are calling for to give him security in his state, in their state. People that come to you as an Igbo man or as Easterner, but deep down their body, their blood, and everything is filled with Islamic, not even Islam per se, but this is jihadist movement. Be careful with that, because you may not understand. It is so easy for them to integrate well-known terrorists. There are some videos that I cannot show you here, but if you go and look for a platform of a guy called English Alahaji, or maybe you can join WhatsApp group, our own. Sometimes Biafrans do share this kind of videos of what is happening, the terror intent and terror activities going on from different parts of Nigeria. That if we begin to present it here, the owner of the platform will may frown first. So we are being careful not to show those kind of things here. But many of you have seen that. I believe you have come across it. The question is, seeing that, what do you think that will be your fate? When you know somebody who dress like a Christian, talk like a Christian, speak your language as an Igbo man, claim to be Igbo man, wearing Igbo cap and all that, but everything about his action is to push jihad to you. Let me remind you again that Christians, Eastern Nigeria, where Islam has next to 0%, next to 0% penetration, is where military keep on carrying out exercise. You are neutralizing. The camp we are neutralizing, they're talking about, is those vigilantes, security groups, people that they know that are gallant, that can confront and resist this jihad, so that our people will not be beheaded like they are beheading in Plateau today, in Kwara State. Now in Benue own is next to, I mean, they are the one, that's the center. Do you know why they capitalize, they put more effort in Benue State? They want to make sure that they eradicate everything, Christianity there, and take full charge. It will be very, very easy to launch attack to Eastern, to Igbo, to Anambra, to Boy, to Abia. From day one, go and check your history. Our land has been the most difficult part for the conquest. And they have realized that using our people is the easiest way. But the only person that will stop our people from being used is also our people. That's why I'm making this video. Do not smile with those that are enabling this, because you may end up in a way that you may not expect. All right. Now let's move forward, because I want to show you what DPM said about this Nigeria Must Go, information, that launch that she made. I'm reading it from Alliance of Biafran America, this platform that you know that, right? So I'm not going to tell you anymore about it. Ngozo Rabese, Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, USB, issued a press release today launching Operation Nigeria Must Go across 40 states of Biafra, across 40 Biafran states, directing locals to expel Nigerian occupation from the territory due to alleged dehumanization and buying of people. The press release called for no elections, no campaigns, or occupation it urged Biafrans to chase Nigerian politicians away, not collecting money from them, reject Nigerian politicians, and support effort Biafran's government, and support the effort of Biafran government. This follows a former sovereign notice shared earlier titled Property Reclamation and Unauthorized Use injunction dated January 2024, January 24, 2026, demanding cessation of unauthorized use of Biafran name, cultural artifacts, intellectual property, and territorial assets. The document claimed legitimacy via the 2024 Latin Declaration The document claimed legitimacy via the 2024 Latin Declaration, references UN decolonization resolution like ARES 80/106 and others entitled to re-entitle Biafran related asset to the USB Republic, United States of Biafra Republic, while terminating payments or loyalty to Nigerian state. Okay, this is, like I told you, you see, Operation Nigeria Must Go being launched today. And that is Biafran Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabeza. So the atrocities is not hidden from the USB government. They know. They are paying close attention to every move. Look at what happened here. I'm not going to show all those things, but you can see this is in. Let me show you this. You can see this is in Benue State. Breaking. It's a breaking. Black Easter. Terrorist storm Benue community celebrating Eastern by 17. Destroy homes, steal canteen, and others. So at the end of the day, the number has increased. But do you know what? Despite the attack, despite everything going on in Benue State that happened in Benue and Jos, they are busy carrying out operation in the east. Why? To make sure they weaken the security in the eastern part, so that the same thing that's going on in Benue State and Jos will not start happening in our land. Your number one enemy is not even these terrorists now. Your number one enemy are those Biafrans that are enabling it. That they are your number one enemy. Here is what this person said. Terrorists are tying hundreds in the north, middle belt, southwest, of course, Kwara State and the Ondo State and many other places in the Yoruba land, and beyond. There are people from different parts and beyond. But the worry of Nigerian army is sweeping operation in the southeastern, the most peaceful region. I say this again: if Igbos were half of what illiterate criminals, Fulani terrorists are, and what they are doing today, believe me, the Nigerian army would have used that operation to level the whole of Igbo land in the name of fighting terrorists. Too bad. And many of our brothers and sisters are still sleeping over this. That's why when I see Peter Obi parading himself that he wants to be president, I feel like throwing up. Joseph Okechukwu made it very, very easier for people to understand. As he titled this, Ndobonigwe and our brothers, but IPOB are Ndobonigwe. From this, I had got my caption of this video. And we are going to listen to what he said here. Hear him.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're all doing great today. So, a few weeks ago, I remember how I felt when I stumbled on the news that the National Security Advisor of Nigeria, who had gone to the United States of America to sign security agreements with the U.S. to be Hexet, and all of that, was back in Nigeria referring to terrorists as brothers. Some of these guys are like our brothers.
He said so.
And then shortly after that, we see the Chief of Defense Staff, which is the one that even shocked me the most because his was too explicit and direct. And he said that even these terrorists deserve to be pardoned. He called them 20
prodigal son, yeah, 100%.
They deserve a second chance. And when I say terrorists, you need to understand what I mean by terrorists. We're talking the same terrorists: ISIS, Boko Haram, Lakurawa, all these same terrorists who decapitate, who amputate, who slice people like meat meant to be cooked, who sacrificially rape and destroy children, who disembowel pregnant women, pull out the babies and kill the babies, who are still doing it even up until this very minute. These are the ones that the guys in authority, look at the two individuals, National Security Advisor, brothers, Chief of Defense Staff. Oh, they deserve a second chance. So my question is, why then are we entering into all these security agreements to go and shoot and fight terrorists? Why shouldn't we just use megaphone to preach to the terrorists? Please come, brothers, we need to tell you why you shouldn't be carrying guns. I think rather than ask for arms from overseas, we should be asking for megaphones to announce to them that, look, we want you to come and repent so that we can make you, integrate you into the system and make you Nigerian citizens. It doesn't matter where you come from to kill Nigerians. It doesn't matter how many you have killed. It doesn't matter how many kids you've raped. It doesn't matter what you have done. Just come. Okay, lay down your weapons. Even if you don't mean it, just lay it down and you'll be a citizen of Nigeria. You can become president. This is what we hear all the time. That's what Operation Safe Corridor is all about. Repentant Boko Haram program, repentant terrorist program is what Nigeria is practicing. And now the Chief of Defense Staff is now promoting it. Is now telling you why it is necessary that they continue to do that program. So terrorists who are killing right now are doing so with so much convenience, so much fearlessness, because they already know how they end up. You catch them, they tell you don't kill them. Send them to police. Police either releases them or sends them to rehabilitation where they get If you were a normal person who's not a terrorist, wouldn't you want to be a terrorist? And you claim you're fighting this. And then on top of that, on Easter Sunday, the day that almost 5 states were simultaneously attacked by Islamic terrorists. I'm talking Plateau State, which was attacked on Palm Sunday, was attacked again on Easter Sunday. Kaduna State was attacked. Nasarawa was attacked. Benue was attacked. I think Kwara was also attacked. Simultaneously, we saw people literally abandoning their homes and everything they've ever worked for and running only with their lives on foot. Mass exodus from Nigeria, predominantly Christian villages. And on the same day, I'm stumbling on a video where the military is telling us that they just carried out a sweeping operation in eastern Nigeria, the same eastern Nigeria that is regarded as the most peaceful of all the regions in Nigeria, hands down till this day. That's where you have the most military checkpoints in Nigeria. That's where you keep hearing the army saying we're carrying out sweeping operations, destroying IEDs and this and that and that. And I'm asking, how? No, I want to understand how. So that's the priority number one for Nigeria, and not the terrorists who have turned Nigeria as a killing field for Christians, which has now made Nigeria the most dangerous place to be a Christian on earth. No, those are not priority. They are brothers. They deserve to be forgiven. But when it has to do with Eastern Nigeria, predominantly Christian with next to zero Islamic penetration, there you guys now tell me you are rolling out the full weight of the military. Any little thing that happens in the East, what you hear is we have just rolled out the full weight of the military. But the same military gets killed in the north by terrorists in their dozens, in their numbers. And the same military is saying that the guys who killed them deserve to be pardoned. But Eastern Nigeria, where we have Christians who have said we don't want to allow Islamic fundamentalists to take over our homeland. We will defend it. They have only not just been neutralized, but they have almost become non-existent, and yet we still see military operations. And listen, I don't have any problem with the military trying to restore order wherever there is chaos. That's their job. The state government might as well just say, hey guys, we have this problem, come and help us, and they would go. I don't know the details. If that's what they do, I don't care. Maybe that's their job to do. But guys, I want you to look at this. It doesn't matter whether you're military or Air Force or whatever. Sit down, take away your uniform, and just picture yourself in front of the TV screen. And show me what these optics look like to you. That you see what happened on Easter Sunday, where Nigerians were basically running away from their own ancestral homes because bloodthirsty demons from different parts of Africa are dispossessing them of their ancestral homelands and farmlands and killing them and killing their children in front of them, abducting as many as possible, even kids that they rape and destroy their futures. You see that happening on Easter Sunday, and the next thing you see is the military that is supposed to be destroying and chasing these guys, telling you that they are in Eastern Nigeria, where next to zero terrorist activity is reported. Next to zero. How do you think that optics play out to you as a normal person? This is why Nigerians are screaming. This is why people are already talking. When it comes to Fulani Islamic fundamentalist terrorist elements, you sound so friendly, accommodating, nice and good, welcoming. But when an Igbo man, as much as he yells, you send the military, you send Air Force fighter jets, you send everything to neutralize them. Who's fooling who? How long do you guys really think this evil marginalization and oppression will go on? You see, I hate people who don't learn from history. If you guys are good students of history, you know that there is nothing in this world that lasts forever. There's always going to be an expiry date to every madness in this world. And the one that I am so terribly sure of is this one concerning Ipob. Not because I'm an Igbo man, but because I have access to information and I can tell you, just in case you want to know, that this oppression that you guys are meeting out to Igbos, to Easterners, because they are Christians, predominantly Christians, and they don't want Islam to penetrate their region, this nonsense is not going to last forever. In fact, its expiry date has passed. What is left is the manifestation in a way that those who doubted Thomas will now believe that, oh, truly, actually, we can't continue because it has expired. There is no two ways about that. I know it like I know my fingers. It won't last forever. So you better stop early, because posterity will hold you all responsible for your actions. Never forget that. Enough is enough, guys. Enough is enough. Even an unborn child can see this marginalization and oppression.
It's too much. It's too much.
Take my word for it. It won't go on forever. May God help us.
All right, that is from our own lovely brother Joseph Okechukwu. Guess what? After all these things, do you know that DOS, IPOB people, they are sharing this video? At the same time, they are clapping for Ikeguru and Udebe. I told you, some people are crazy, very, very crazy. They have problem mentally. I'm going to end it here because the video is getting too long. There are so many other things to show you, in line with this video. But for the sake of the minutes, I'm going to end. I don't even know that we have gone to almost 40 minutes, in this particular video. I'm sorry about it because I don't want to have this kind of very long video for you. But please make sure you like the video and share it to many platforms of your choice. If you have watched it to this instant, you have watched it from beginning to now, you are a darling. I mean, you have tried. God bless you and take care of yourself. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Take care of yourself. Bye bye for now. Bye. Take care.